Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're here with episode 6 of Break 90. Last time out we made it to the 18th hole and we needed to make birdie to break 90. This time round, when we got to the 18th hole, I needed a par, but it wasn't what you might think. So stick along with me, watch the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully sooner rather than later I'll be able to break 90. The drive wasn't too hot off the tee, and I found myself way left of the fairway and very lucky not to be in the rough. So I got lucky there that my ball finished up just in the rough, not into the thick rough, should we say. About 130 yards left from here with a 9-iron. Unfortunately though, that came up just short in the bunker, and I'm going to put it down that there wasn't enough sand in the bunker, but I hit this way cleaner than what I thought I was going to. So from the back of the green there, I actually played a decent chip shot and left myself about 4 or 5 feet for a bogey. But the putter let me down here. I raced it past the hole, and unfortunately I would tap in for a double bogey.
I feel flustered, don't know why. I was say maybe because it's you near took out 2 Chinese women or fucking.
On to the second hole, and after the tee-off shot in the first hole, I just wanted to make sure that I was able to get good contact and control over the shot. I was able to do that. Got onto the fairway, hit a 6-iron here from about 170 yards. Was a wee bit unlucky with the bounce, bounced up onto the green and just rolled off the back. From the back of the green, I actually had a decent enough chip shot, left myself a short enough putt, but of course I missed it, and it would be a 2-putt bogey, and that would leave me 3 over after 2 holes. So that brings us to the par 3 third hole. If you've watched any of my previous episodes on the Break 90 series, you'll know that I like the left hand side of this hole, and today was no different. Played another decent chip shot from here and gave myself an opportunity for par, but again wasn't able to take advantage of a short putt, and it would be another 2-putt bogey to leave me 4 over after 3 holes. On to the par 4 fourth hole, into a bit of a breeze, had a decent drive but just didn't have enough legs to carry the bunker. Ended up having to play from the fairway bunker. First attempt there, as you can see, just caught the lip and ended up going behind me, which is always good to see. Second time I was able to get it out and close enough to the green where I was able to chip on. So the bunker shot came up a wee bit short of the green there, and from here the alignment with the chip shot was well off. Had a good shot, good distance, just completely off lane. Left me this putt to try to save a bogey, but unfortunately just caught the edge of the hole there and rolled on past, and I would tap in for a double bogey. Onto the par 4 fifth hole. Tried to start the ball up alright, and turn it back into the fairway, but it didn't really happen for me. Clipped the wrong side of a tree. From here, tried to play a recovery, which clipped the bottom of the tree, and unfortunately didn't get very far up the hole. Here, I caught the bottom of the wedge and hit it really thin. Ended up losing the ball. Really bad chip shot, didn't even make the green. The chip from here onto the green, equally as poor as the first attempt at chip. And from here, the putter didn't save me, and it would go on to be a 2-putt quadruple bogey 8, which is a terrible, terrible score on any hole of golf. Par 3, 6th hole. Absolutely terrible, terrible attempt at getting across the water. Completely duffed it. And from here I was playing 3rd. But looking back on the video, was very, very bad alignment and left me off the right hand side of the green. And the last bad hole would be compounded on this green, and I'd walk off with a triple bogey. On to the par 4, 7th hole, toughest hole in the golf course. The drive wasn't that bad, just a wee bit out to the left. And this is where sometimes luck can make or break you. And my luck here was it was right beside a tree. Didn't feel comfortable playing from here at all. Couldn't get a proper backswing. And the resulting shot showed that. But from here, from about 200 yards out, I was able to play a decent enough hybrid that would get me onto the green. First putt was just hit a bit too hard, ended up racing by the hole. That one came up just short, and I would tap in and move on. On to the par 5, 8th hole. Decent enough drive up the right hand side. Just came down the rough, but decent enough lie. Bad course management here. To try play over the tree, should have just played it right into the fairway. This hole, along with the last couple of holes, really, probably the holes that I suppose you'd have to say brought the Break 90 challenge to an end. By the time I was even getting onto the back 9, I was up against it. Walking off here after a 2-putt. It was a triple bogey 8. And got on to the 9th hole. Par 5, 9th hole, trying the same as always. Wee bit of a draw back into the fairway, ended up slicing it. Got a wee bit of luck in the trees, and I was able to hit a wee bit of a chippy punch shot out of there. This left me here with a wedge in my hand, and where the ball would come down the green from the distance I was poor. If I'm poor is an understatement, to be honest with you. And it left me this putt. As the putt was getting closer to the hole, as you'll see from my reaction, I fully believed this was about to drop. But unfortunately it came up just short of the hole, and it would be a tap in for a par. On the par 4 10th hole, needed to shoot 4 over on the back 9 to break 90 and got off to a good start with a good drive. Came up nicely in the middle of the fairway. Didn't do so good with the approach shot. Lost a wee bit to the right. Was lucky enough that didn't end up in a bunker. From here, there's a chip shot onto the green, which was lucky to stay in the fringe at the back of the green. Didn't hit the putt. As you can see, my playing partner there, his chip wasn't anywhere near the hole, the big turkey. And unfortunately it'll be a double bogey for myself. Par 3 11th hole. Hit a lovely 9-iron up the hill, about 125 yards. Left myself about 10 foot for birdie. But unfortunately I forgot to hit record on the camera, so you don't get to see me 2-putt for par. Par 4 12th hole, second hardest hole in the golf course. Lost my drive out to the right. Came down just in the rough amongst the trees. Played a decent enough chip shot to get back out and give myself a chance to get into the green. Or at least close enough to the green, but when we talk about course management, this was not course management at its finest here. I was trying to play probably a 50-yard cut. I actually said to my mate that it's a bit of a tagger shot, and I definitely cannot play a tagger shot. And unfortunately that moment of genius left me with the lost ball and having to drop. You can see me here, this was my 6th shot that I chipped up onto the green. And from here I would 2-putt for another quadruple bogey. Over to the par 3 13th hole. Caught this hybrid a wee touch fat, but I got away with it. Run up onto the green and it left me with a birdie putt. But on display here was my atrocious putting. And from this position here, you would like to think that you can get a 2-putt par, but when you hit a first putt like that, you haven't really a hope in hell, have you? So I came up to here, and this was for par from this distance. Wasn't the worst of putts, give it a chance to go in the hole, but unfortunately just missed, and it would be a 3-putt bogey on the par 3 13th. Moving on to the par 4 15th, I tried to hit an iron off the tee here just to get the ball in play, and was actually very lucky to get away with it. Found myself in the fairway. I'm sort of hoping I could play a wee bit of a cut round towards the green here, but the ball started left and stayed left, and unfortunately would come up short and left of the green. That left me with a chip shot from here. If you've ever played Green Acres Golf Course, you'll know the 15th hole. Sorry, the 14th hole, the green is incredibly difficult to stop the ball on. So even with a good shot there, still left with a tricky putt, which unfortunately would be missed. And we would move away from this hole with a bogey. Par 4, 15th hole, easiest hole in the golf course. It's only about 280 yards. And I had a really, really good drive in this hole. Split the fairway. And that left me from here with the approach, which did not take advantage of. In hindsight, I probably should have played a bit of a bump and run. Left myself a lot closer to the hole, but I had this putt for birdie, which just run on past there and left myself a wee bit of a tester for par. We're not going to get a par. And for me, trying to break 90, this is the sort of putt that it needs to be dropping. You can't be setting yourself challenges of break 90 and then missing putts from here. And that would be twice in the space of 3 holes that I would have a 3-putt bogey. On to the 16th hole, par 3 down the hill. Trouble off the back and to the left, so if anything I was going to miss, I wanted to come up short, which I did. This was very disappointing for me here because I landed this chip shot exactly where I planned to. Even with it going uphill, it still managed to run off the back of the green. And this was a terrible chip shot. Didn't even get it onto the green. As you can see, the frustration. So with the putter from the fringe, this is for bogey. And it just drops into the hole there on the right edge. And I move away with a bogey. On to the 17th hole, and at this stage I was scrambling for my life to break 100 after setting myself a challenge of break 90. And the drive going way right actually landed in the bunker of the par 3 6th hole. I was able to get it back onto the 17th hole. Had a decent enough 7-iron from about 165 yards. But even though it was a decent strike, still came up short of the green. Left maybe edge of a bunker to chip over, which I was able to do. It wasn't a bad shot. The putt came up just short, and unfortunately we would tap in for a double bogey. On to the par 5, 18th hole. I needed a par to break 100 and got off to a really good start with a very, very good drive, probably my best drive of the day. Just drawn back into the fairway and getting a wee bit of a run out. And then from here, it was just about getting myself into a good position to attack the green and hopefully get on for a birdie. I was able to do that. It was a good layup shot. It did come up just a wee bit in the rough, but the lay was still decent enough. And from here, I hit a wedge. And it just landed on the green, just run off the back. I was actually a bit disappointed with the fact that it run off the back. Tried to just lag a putt close to the hole. Would have preferred it to be a lot closer, to be fair. So it came down to this on the 18th hole, needing to make this par to shoot 99 and break 100. I just wanted to be aggressive with it and give it a chance of going in, and I was able to do that there and drop for a par. So all in all, big disappointment. Definitely let myself down with a couple of tee off shots, and the course management definitely needs to improve. But hopefully I can work on that and eventually break 90. If you're enjoying these videos and you want to stick around to see if I finally do break 90, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.